Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here, and I have something very exciting and interesting to review today. There have been rumors for a while of an iCarly spinoff that would have focused on Gibby. That pilot episode has found its way online, and today I will be reviewing it. Also, apparently the script leaked in 2021, but I don't remember hearing about that much, and I don't care about scripts like that. Having the show is much better for reviewing and talking about. So this show is about Gibby working at a recreation center and being a mentor to a group of kids. I was never a fan of this idea, and I didn't think it would work out well. Gibby is an iCarly spinoff focusing on Gibby after the events of iCarly. I don't remember the canon to iCarly, but I know Carly and Sam both left at the end of the series. Carly went to Italy with her dad, and Sam left on her bike, eventually running into Cat Valentine from Victorious. That left Gibby and Freddie in town, both whom appeared in Sam and Cat later on. I suppose Gibby is set around this time post Carly and Sam's departures. There will be full spoilers for the episode, so I hope you've seen it before. I can provide a link to the pilot if it's still on YouTube. If not, it's probably out there somewhere, but I cannot direct you to it. Gibby, the TV show, starts off with Gibby's teacher in pain because of Gibby's weasel. Gibby's weasel bit him, and Principal Franklin appears trying to stop the chaos in the classroom. He is going to punish Gibby by having him give up his study hall and then having him work at the middle school cafeteria. This is to avoid detention. This punishment is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on here really. Anyways, the weasel ends up in Principal Franklin's pants, and in the next scene, Gibby is working at the middle school. Gibby is recognized by some kids at the school, and throughout the episode showing his fame from iCarly. I think for the most part Gibby is the same, but I question how much that can work for a main character leading a show. A group of nerdy kids are being bullied. The bullies are throwing chicken nuggets at them for some reason. Gibby saves them, and the bullies show some form of respect for the nerdy kids after Gibby says they're his friends. That's kind of dumb, but I suppose people are like that, or they respect him because he's Gibby. After defending them, the kids basically latch on to Gibby. They follow him to his high school, and basically, these kids don't really fit in. There's more to this, but the basic thing is just they don't fit in. He was nice to them. They want to hang out with him now. Gibby decides to hang out with them while avoiding some cheerleaders who ask Gibby to watch them work on their new cheerleading moves. I feel like outside of Dan Schneider shows, this is a really weird comment. Like, people don't talk like this. It reminds me of when a girl asked Freddie and iCarly to come hang. She just said it like that. Some people talk like that, but it just sounds weird in this world. I also wanted to mention that Gibby being popular with girls was one of the additions to Gibby's character that they made in iCarly, and it's cool that they kept this going in Gibby, the TV show. Gibby goes to the recreational center with the kids, and he gets to know the names of all the kids and their quirks. This episode may have not been the best to showcase the characters, but I think some of these characters could have gone places, and this is only a pilot episode, so things could have changed, who really knows. Basically, one of the kids is paranoid, one thinks he's from the future, one is a simp that will do anything, and the girl is sassy. Like I was saying, I think this group works, I really do, but I think they work better without Gibby and with them being the ones to lead the show. Gibby then meets other characters that I'm assuming were supposed to be main characters or at least side characters. Ozzy is a guy who works at the center, seems like he's a little dumb. His boss, not sure if she got a name or not, but she seems like a nice lady. Gibby hits on her. Now, onto the topic of Gibby's age. I don't know how old Gibby's actor was at the time. I know he was younger than the other cast members from iCarly, but I think the way the character is presented, and especially being on his own, would make me think that he's a little bit older at this point. This might be a nonsensical point, but Gibby doesn't really dress young. He dresses like someone at a job. Timeline wise, I know it doesn't work, but I think they could have aged his character up to be an adult or someone about to be an adult. that might have worked better for his character. There's some strange, suspicious characters walking around the recreational center. After Gibby is done flirting with the manager boss lady, he sees the nerdy kids have been getting bullied. The kids are really nailing the nerdy kid personalities, but with some of the things they say, I see why they got bullied, and that's not a joke. Gibby kind of mentions the same thing in the show. I think there's nerdy, and then there's too nerdy. Plus, this is a Dan Schneider show, so if you're not an established main character, things are pretty black and white. If you're nerdy, he's gonna take it all the way there. Gibby tries to teach the kids to play dodgeball, but they suck at it. Ozzy joins in and jumps too high, hitting the ceiling and being trapped. By the way, you can see the wire in this scene, but this episode seems maybe a little unfinished, so I can kind of excuse it, but you can see the wires attached to the character in this scene. Ozzy is about to be taken to the hospital. Gibby urges the manager to leave with Ozzy and says that he can lock the place up. That's kind of weird, being a stranger and all. Before she leaves, she offers him a job. The applause goes off, and this is the big moment, like in a lot of Dan Schneider shows. iCarly coming together, Sam and Cat living together, Henry becoming Captain Man's sidekick. Gibby agrees to be friends with the nerdy kids, and they end up leaving. Gibby is locking up the place, and the suspicious characters from earlier return. They tie Gibby up, but the kids return after forgetting a jacket, and they save Gibby. Gibby takes off his shirt as well as some of the nerds and scares the criminals away. So that episode was okay. I don't think this pilot was very good. This wasn't a horrible pilot by any means, but I will say I struggled to get through some parts of this. It's hard to judge something off of a first episode because it doesn't have the benefit of fixing things or changing things that you get with a full series. I talked about this earlier, but I don't like this concept. It reminds me of Sam and Cat, which also had a strange concept. Sam and Cat babysit kids, so there's different actors around each episode. Two of the show's side characters weren't even credited in the intro, and one is in all or most of the episodes of Sam and Cat. I only bring this up because the cast makeups in Dan Schneider's shows started to get really weird towards the end of his career. Sam and Cat's main characters are Sam, Cat, and Dice, who is a kid that's always trying to make a quick buck. His friend Goomer, who is a guy who's dumb and looks older than all of them, is there too. That's a weird group of characters. It's the same with Gibby. It's the same with this show. It's Gibby and a bunch of kids. Maybe Ozzy and the manager are there too, which is good. That's a good way to break things up. I just noticed the actors in Dan Schneider's shows seem like they were getting younger and younger, like Game Shakers, for example. I think slightly older characters work better so everyone doesn't look like a baby. Moving on to Gibby's character, he's basically the same. He dresses up for some reason. He's dumb. He takes his shirt off, even though he said he doesn't do that anymore previously in iCarly. And Gibby's popular with the ladies. I have a few problems with Gibby being the main character. He just doesn't really work as a main character. This guy got updated from a side joke character to a main character. I don't find him interesting, and when you make characters that are dumb into main characters, you have to change them a little bit. Gibby apparently gets good grades now, and he has to be somewhat smart to lead these kids. It kind of reminds me of Sam in Sam and Cat. There's a scene where Dice says that Sam is really smart, and I just found that a little strange looking back on all the episodes of iCarly where she was not the smart character, she was the crafty character, and I guess that can be seen as somewhat intelligent, but I don't think they're talking about her being crafty when they're saying she's smart. But who knows, it's been a while since that show, and I could be misinterpreting the scene. So, the nerdy kids are a little young, and Gibby isn't the best person to be a main character. I think that if someone like Freddy, who should still be around, was able to be a main character in this show too, that would work. I think I just wanted more characters around Gibby's age, and maybe the number of kids could be reduced or something. But I'd also say just cut Gibby out of the show and make the 4 kids the main characters and let Ozzy be the one to mentor them. So the show is about kids at a recreation center, and maybe iCarly characters could make cameos since it's set in the same city, but the show isn't about Gibby himself. The show definitely has that classic Dan Schneider humor and writing. I think the show could have worked better with the concepts that I came up with and maybe more changes from the studio. I see why they passed on this, but they might as well have made a limited first season since they made Sam and Cat, which was such a random idea. Anyways, that's really about it. If you guys saw the Gibby pilot, what did you think? Are there any other iCarly characters that you think should have gotten a spin-off? Would you like to see Sam and Cat revisited? Would you like to see Sam from iCarly just get her own spin-off away from Cat Valentine? What would you like to see from the iCarly world? Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Sirmo11. See you next time, and peace out.